I just want to try to find some new spots to hit in the city. That's always my goal each season. Try to find something new and exciting, keep my mind fresh, and get creative.
Here in Manitoba, we don't got the mountains. We got little ditches and backyard parks like I got here. And we make the best of what we got because we don't have the mountains, but we don't need the mountains.
The motivation for starting the park was basically a lack of anywhere to ride. We were just riding like the local toboggan hills, searching out city rails, so we just wanted to have an actual place where we could go.
I'll never be happy if I don't go back and do it. I don't want to just give up. I want to let that rail conquer me. I want to conquer the rail. Whatever the obstacle may be, I want to conquer it. I don't want to let it conquer me. And by not walking back, you let it conquer you.
The whole project's been run on volunteers and just like a good group of guys that wanted to see the place happen. It's all kind of for the love of it. We like what we're doing and we're getting something out of it.
Yeah, in this lovely Manitoba weather, it's just freezing cold with no snow. So everyone's just like wants to get out there. So finally when the snow fell, everyone is just scooping it up and hoarding it for themselves.
Like right now, it's been dealing like -50 with the wind chill, stuff like that. It's just like unreal. But the snowfall's been awesome this year. It's just, the temperature differences have been crazy. It's just unreal. I've never seen a winter like this before.
Out west, they can go to the hill any day, and they have the mountain right there, you know, like lots of those towns have mountains right in their town where they can just hop on the bus and go up to the mountain. Here, we don't have that. We're just trying to make the best of our flatlands.
In Winnipeg, you're pretty limited to the spots you can hit because it is so flat. So you gotta have drop-ins and winches and buddy slings and all kinds of stuff. Sketch you and the rope comes in front of you like that.
Dude, don't throw it, just drop it, okay? Yeah. Just make sure you drop it. Because when you throw it, my life flashes before my eyes.
If you're riding the streets, you want to be able to pack it, but you don't want it to be too soft, because if it's too soft, your kicker's just going to fall apart, and spend half your day fixing your kicker, like your jump onto the rail. Well, that's lots of the time. If the snow is crappy and we want to ride, we'll bring water and salt and harden up the jumps as much as we can so that they don't get ruined. Definitely have to be more dedicated if you want to get out and you want to do the urban riding. We could find ourselves, you know, going to set up a rail a night before. So lots of the planning comes into lots of stuff like that.
The winch, it's a engine with a spool that basically when you hit the throttle, it retracts the spool. So we'd pull out a spool with a wakeboard handle on it, and the one we have goes up to 60K. So you can get up to 60K coming into a spot. You got almost all the speed you need to hit anything here.
The Broto, yeah, that's like the last resort, I think, when you can't get like speed for anything. You just like grab onto two people's hands and yeah, they run at the thing and then slingshot you towards it. Yeah, it's just like really, it's kind of funny. It must look hilarious. Some days people look at us really weird and some days people come up and watch us. It's kind of cool. Like people ask me why you're snowboarding in the street sometimes. It's like, well, I don't have just like an answer for you. I just do it.
I've broken all my toes except for my 2 pinky toes. I've broken this wrist 4 times, this wrist 3 times. Fractured 3 vertebrae in my spine. Broken both collarbones, separated this shoulder, 3 ribs, this ankle twice, tore my ACL. More than 5 concussions. It's probably where my list ends. I've had a couple. That's the love for it though, you know? I'll never stop. You know, I'm getting to the point where injuries become maybe more often and they take a lot longer to heal. I just want to get some good footage down, you know, get some good filming.
Everyone wants recognition and everyone likes watching themselves do cool things on video, let's be honest. But, you know, videos are the way to get yourself out there. It's a resume, you know? How do you get a job? You give them a resume. How do you get sponsored in this industry? You give them a video.
The more videos you watch, like, you see stuff and it's just like, I've never thought of that like that. I've never thought of hitting that rail like that. Like, that's awesome. Like, I can hit this rail like he did in that video. So you go and try it. You get creative. So many different handrails, you know, there's so many different cool natural features that are set up from people building or, you know, just Mother Nature growing, you know, trees or whatever. All this stuff was meant to snowboard on. It was meant to snowboard on. It just doesn't, we don't care if it's not in the designated area. It was all put there for a reason. Why not make another reason out of it? Stairs are there to walk up. Why not make use of them snowboarding? Why not? It's fun.
Hey Aaron, it's Jordan calling from the Snowboard Club. We're going to cancel tonight, yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, we're borderline, like we probably could push through, but it's not a lot of fun, so I think we'll just postpone it and find a day that works for everybody.
Our hopes for the park are this year is to get some warmer weather, maybe, and just kind of get through. We've had a lot of cancellations just with the weather, and continue our programs right until the end of March. And we might, if last year we were lucky, we squeezed out a program over spring break, which is a lot of fun. I run a Senate skate shop here in Brandon, and we also have another sister store in Jasper, Alberta. It's been awesome. I mean, 12 years of business is a pretty good time, and we've learned lots of ups and downs through it, and lots of shop moves, and then expanding into another province was a pretty big move too.
When I first moved back to Brandon and I was getting into contact with Jordan, he's like, hey, let's go for a drive. He's like, I got something to show you. I'm gonna start a snowboard park. And I was like, no way, really? Like, I mean, just moving back from the mountains, it's fresh in my head, like a season just ended, and it's April and he's telling me that he's starting a snowboard park in town.
Snowboard park basically started as a side project just for somewhere for us to ride. We approached a guy, Jim Jackson, that had a campground just out of town, and it's on a nice slope. So it started as a backyard, kind of just a couple of rails, and then we eventually built a rope tow and grew it as a club. And we've taken on more and more members every year.
It's an awesome place to learn. You got all these older kids that are throwing down tricks everywhere, and then, you know, if we see some kid having troubles, we'll go over and help them out and give them pointers, and hopefully the kids have someone to look up to.
Park is about 10 minutes away from Brandon, and it's really close if you look at it compared to other parks. The next closest place that has an actual snowboard park would be about 2 hours away, so having a place like the ranch that is 10 minutes away really gives an advantage.
And so he kind of wanted to further snowboarding in Manitoba and Brandon at least. So he set up this amazing establishment that now kids and people like me can go and snowboard while we're back home. And it's really cool. I'm really excited.
The volunteer hours, I don't even know what it would add up to over the last 5 years, myself included, but it's all kind of for the love of it. We like what we're doing, and we're getting something out of it. You know, everybody's out there every weekend having a good time. So yeah, it's a good group of guys. Even already, it's made a positive impact. We had a lot of media coverage last year. Nothing but phone calls and emails from parents, and everybody's really interested to come in, but unfortunately we're only so big and we kind of have to grow it slowly.
Well, it's 3 years in the making now, and we're still trial and error type thing, but we got most of the big kinks worked out. I got an idea of building a tow rope, and me and my dad built that tow rope, and my brother, and we got it going and to ride from the bottom to the top of the park.
The backyard setup took a fair amount of time. It's pretty fun to build, lots of things you could do, and we made it to the way we like it and how we wanted it.
My parents are big into letting us do what we want for our sports and all that, and they know we're safe in the backyard, we're at home, we're not getting into trouble. They're really supportive.
My wife and I, we really challenge our kids to find competitions because we enjoy the travel. Even though the costs are very great, like, it's sure rewarding when you go to these competitions and you watch a good day. And when the weather's well, you can't beat it. It's such a boost for everybody. Really support them.
I got invited through Niche Snowboards, a company I ride for. They invited me out there for an invitational only contest right in the streets of Banff, Alberta on a Friday night, so I'm pretty stoked to go to that. I used to get really nervous right before, get butterflies in the stomach feeling, and now going to a lot of contests, I just think of it, I'm going snowboarding, going to have fun on my snowboard, not think about people watching me.
Woohoo! Yeah! Oh, buddy, she is slick! I went way farther than I wanted to go.
We've been hitting that for a few years now. Lots of people have been hitting it lately too, so it's like people have been stacking tricks on that spot. But that was a good sesh over and all. Another cold day though, like story of this winter.
We went out on a couple like really brutal days and they turned out to be really fun. So it's just having to go out and I guess layer up a little bit. But that place is really nice because everything A was already set up and B it has a natural drop in so you don't need a winch. But that's like a pretty rare thing here.
I'm not listening to the Rugrats. It's not gonna get me in the zone.
It's just always good to have good company around with you. Positive vibes, just keep everything going good, keep you happy. You know, it's snowboarding isn't the same alone. I mean, I've done it before where I'll just go to the hill and throw my music in and just take some laps by myself, but it's even better when you're riding with other people, you know, and they land their tricks, because then you just, you know, especially when you're like starting to get, you know, you're starting to get frustrated because you're not landing your trick and then someone does it and you're like, yeah, that was sick. Do mine now. And then you try to back them up right after, you know, back to back. Yeah, well, you can hit it a couple different ways. I mean, you can hit it just the ledge, which is cool because it's curved, kind of like a C. And then there's also like the toe jam rail with the rail that's like, you know, probably like 5 inches below the ledge, so you can kind of link into it with your toe, so toe jam it. But with that, so you can either do the ledge, the toe jam, or you can do like ledge to toe jam or toe jam to ledge, which starts getting a little bit technical, which it's pretty fun if you can link one of those, especially when you get through that kink. But that was brutal because someone had sawed off the down kink so they could gap over it. So there was like that jagged edge and my board stuck in there and I got a piece about this big missing from my board. That was brutal, pretty much ruined my board.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. Board must have just flexed a bit. You got a file?
No, I don't.
Neither do I.
Really should bring one though.
This was a bad season, unfortunately. I went through like 3 boards. It was brutal. They just kept on breaking. Snowboarding can get expensive. I mean, I work at a skate shop, snow shop, and I mean, I know how expensive things can get. If you're gonna start, I mean, because obviously you're not gonna know if you're gonna like it or not, you know? So just go and rent one, try it out. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You're gonna like it. I don't know too many people that rented a board and didn't like it and didn't end up going to buy their own, you know?
As they grow older, they're still out shredding and shoveling, and it's a crew that You know, I don't think that's going to change even once they're old and broken and they can't really do it anymore. You just look at some of the guys, like Jesse's as dedicated as it gets. He is a really good snowboarder. He goes out west, he can do mountain runs, he can do park, he can do everything, city stuff, but he's definitely hard on gear. Like, he has a handful of broken boards, and yeah, he's just really, really hard on stuff. But I guess he rides a lot.
It was really fun. Had lots of fun out there, lots of good riders, and the setup was pretty fun. So made it an all-around good contest. Got second place, so super stoked on that. I didn't really know what to expect because I haven't been there before, but I was told it was going to be really fun, so just came there with the attitude it's going to be really fun, and it was fun. I love competing, so I'll travel around to get to as many contests as I can. I have a fun time doing that, get to meet a lot of great people all around.
And he did very, very well. He met a lot of good people. That was the key point, meeting the people of the sport. He did very well with where he placed in his rankings. He got a lot of fist points out of it, and it actually turned his game a little bit now to give back to the sport, because now he is coaching Team Manitoba.
This season I'm starting a development team, the Manitoba Snowboard development team, which me and another coach are gearing up some athletes to head to the Canada Winter Games. So working on the development team and then doing as many events as I can. I don't even know at this point how many contests I've been to. It's just, I can barely remember how many I've been in last year. Last year I got second place in Rail Wars. It was super sweet contest, and that's in Russell, Manitoba. Starting to practice for it, just mostly the practice is going riding, having fun, and working on new stuff, what I can get the best out of me.
With our two boys, they compete very close together, so they feed off each other, and it's pretty neat to see when they're competing and they're kind of ranked 1 and 2 and they're going against each other. As a parent, you can't, choose from one or the other, so it's just nice to see that they do compete well together. It's a win-win. It doesn't matter who places at the end of the day. If it's a good day, it doesn't matter if anybody takes a prizing home. It's all about the day.
Tonight we ran our Shredders program, which we run on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we've got a good crew of young up-and-comer riders that we come out and coach a couple nights a week. It's crazy the level of progression we've seen out here. Like, some of the kids really, when they came out the first few times, were barely carving down the hill, and now we've got them hitting boxes and rails and jumps, and they're loving it.
Then you start snowboarding or skateboarding, you'll definitely find that you can cope with things a lot easier. Like, get up, dust yourself off, and do it again. Like, there's always tomorrow. We're all doing this because it's fun. And I mean, as life goes on, you look back on that, and it molds you into the person that you are.
They love it. They love it out here. I'm sure you saw when I shut the lift down there at 8:30 that they were begging to go up more, but unfortunately all the parents are here, and yeah, they would go all night if we could.
When I see them, those little kids, it's like they have feel no pain or something, you know? They fall down, get back up, go right down the hill, you know, all night. These little kids take more bumps and bruises than I do in a day, and they're still going down the hill. And they have no fear. It's crazy the amount of dedication and like the effort into it.
Really because it's fun. Something they can do on their own. Like a lot of kids gravitate towards it just because it's not a team sport. They're not following as many rules, and tons of fun.
I played hockey for one day just because I don't like being told what to do. I don't like, not that I have a problem with authority or anything, but I just don't like, you know, always having set that like this is what you have to do and you have to pass the ball to this person or whatever you're getting. Snowboarding is just like such a freeing thing where you can do whatever you want. You can snowboard whenever you want, you can go as much as you want, you can do anything. It's just all you. It's cool. That's what I love about it.
We're at Assisipi, well, I don't even know the name right now. Assisipi ski area. Okay, I'll redo that. We're at Assisipi Ski Resort and Rail Wars is going on today. Rail Wars is a competition they put on every year. Got a few runs to throw down to qualify, and then you get a jam session for finals for about half an hour-ish and just throw down and do the best you can do. Last year I competed and got second place. This year hoping to get first place.
Todd, maybe get a couple laps in, but get up there right now because they're going to get this thing rolling.
Qualification, I was watching everybody in practice, seeing where they're at and seeing what I can do on the runs, and threw down a couple runs that I knew I can make finals with, and turned out to work for me.
Oh, we got tab 2 Seb on that down rail. Oh, I think that's the first clean lip slide. Oh! Make some noise! These kids are going crazy! Oh! If I can't hear you yelling, I'll be really pissed because that was insane!
Went out there and threw down so I could get in and came out in finals.
There was a fair amount of experienced riders there. A few provinces there. I know Saskatchewan, Manitoba. I think a few from out west. I rode pretty hard, had a good time.
I don't even know which one I like better. Front board. Oh!
I had fun. We got a snowmobile tow ride up after every run, so get back up there, get recharged, and go and do your run and just have a good time.
Calm down. In third place for the Pro Division, we got Dayton Morton. You have to stand up there though.
I don't need to.
No, you have to. I don't care how tall you are or whatever. Second place, standing maybe taller than his brother, I don't know, but we got Bradley Luff, number 84. Okay, you guys have to switch because he's way taller than you are.
That's what I'm saying, man. I just stand on the ground. It's not about who's tallest, it's about who's standing right here.
Well, that person that's going to be standing right there in the Pro Division for 2014 Rail Wars is Brendan Luff, number 80. This is when you keep cheering. Keep going. That was the most ridiculous contest jam I've ever seen at the end at Ammon Pro. I can't handle it.
It's a good feeling knowing that they're stoked on your ride and we're all friends out there, just having a good time. Got first place, so stoked. He got second place, so couldn't be happier for him.
Turn your check towards Papa. I need to see what's going in my bank. Good job, guys.
This will leave a lot left over after gas.
And my buddy Aaron was taking photos, and he's just like, go jump over the tire a few times, we'll try to get some photos of you. I went to do a back 180 melon, and I grabbed and I tweaked it, and as I was grabbing it, I realized that I had to suck up my knees quite a bit, but it was a little too late. My heels caught on the front of the tire, and it flipped me back over like 12 feet. And I landed right on my hip, like hip took all the impact. And like right away, I kind of just rolled over and just laid there in a seriously agonizing pain. I managed to get into my Jeep and drive myself to Concordia Hospital, which I probably shouldn't have. They rushed me in right away because I pretty much collapsed at the front door. Showed me an x-ray of like a tiny little piece of my hip bone just floating kind of off my hip. So I chipped my hip bone, and like I had a big softball-sized bruise on my leg.
He dropped his pants here the next day, and it was big black and purple, and just, yeah, it wasn't what a hip normally should look like. I just got to laugh at him as he'd like walk by the counter and smack his hip and then like curl up in a ball and cry for a bit. But that would have hurt bad. Like he fell like onto ice on his hip, and having a chipped hip bone, like that just doesn't sound like a good time.
I mean, obviously I never want to get hurt, but I couldn't ask for a better time to get hurt. Snowboarded here a bunch, and you know, fortunately a week left. Oh, it was not a good year for filming. Didn't get enough. I failed on both of those ones. Got hurt and had a bad season for filming, so. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. It was next year. We got so much snow, but it was just so cold all the time. I mean, even the days we decided to champ it out were bloody cold, you know, minus 40. Brutal, like, I couldn't believe it. It was the worst, best year for snow, but worst year for temperature-wise. I can't picture myself ever stopping, just going to the hill and taking 5 runs and doing like 5 of my favorite tricks and then just even going home, you know? I could see myself doing that when I'm 40. I'm thinking eventually I will not be able to hit the rails anymore, but I will always strap on my snowboard and I will always go ride some powder because that's the best. You feel like a kid in a candy shop. There's nothing better.
That sounds sketchy, hey?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird spring and didn't really like kick into high temps until the last day. It ends up like that at the end of the year. There's grass patches everywhere, and we just kind of shovel paths and make the best of it.
The last day at the ranch was just like the best end of season day we could ask for. It was just perfect. It was warm weather. Everybody got their tricks down. Lots of people got their bales down. And we had the best little barbecue like always. Everybody was happy. It was just a good way to kick it off.
Yeah, everybody's always keen to get out in the spring and kind of stretch it out. We stretch out the grass patches and things a lot longer than other places do around here just because we can, and everybody wants to keep riding.
There's lots of grass patches, yeah. Riding your snowboard through grass, there's some risk involved with it. Well, you might get caught on a dry patch if it's not so wet, and well, you're gonna be falling on some dirt then, so.
Yeah, I took a few bales that day. It was kind of sticky and warm, and the boxes weren't in my favor, but that's just how she goes. If you're not hurt, get up and try it again, right?
You're always looking for like that awesome sunny barbecue day, and we were lucky to get one of those last days, and everybody had a blast.
It's like we almost drag on our words too long. Deadly.
In the spring, we decided to close down our Brandon location. It was kind of a matter of a few different things, but the big kicker for us was our landlord increased the rent a ton just with really short notice. So we had another shop in Alberta, moved all our stock out there, and things are going good. Yeah, it was hard to break the news that the shop was closing to like the local skate community, but everybody understood and just kind of moving on with things now.
I was devastated. I didn't want to believe it. It's really unfortunate that he had to close down here. It made me cry. Like I shed tears over that, and I'm sure a lot of other people did. It touched my heart, and I, really felt for the guy because I mean, he had a successful business, and for all he's done, it's just he deserved more support to keep him going.
Not opening the shop and not seeing the skate kids is different for sure. A local skate shop is more than just a place to buy your stuff. It's like it's your family, your hang spot, and kind of giving back to that community for a lot of years now.
Senate was there for all the right reasons in Brandon, and I'm so glad it's still killing it in Jasper. And but I think that Senate made a mark on Brandon for sure, and it'll always be remembered as what it is.
I realize that I'm starting to get older. I can't keep progressing, I can stay at the spot I'm at, but I'm not gonna keep progressing. So as long as I stay at the spot I'm at, I don't try to be a young cowboy, I'm hoping the injuries will allow me to snowboard for a long time. Hopefully they stay away. Oh yeah, I've accomplished quite a bit. I mean, obviously I would have liked to do more, but I'm happy the way I am. I love it. That's all I want. That's all I care about, just snowboarding, you know, so. But yeah, no, I'm happy where I'm at, man. I'm happy. I like it. I'm gonna continue doing my thing. Definitely had a big part in it, that's for sure. Like snowboarding and skateboarding, you know, two big things that have shaped my life today, you know. The friends meet through snowboard, you know, it's just all the friends through snowboarding, you know, it's definitely, I'd say, 3/4 of what I am today, you know. I just need my friends and my snowboard, and we're good. It's all good.
When the snow started to melt, it was, I guess, kind of a sad time. Well, it's really sad to put the board on the wall. You're dreaming every day, watching videos, and you just can't get it out of your mind. You can just look at the rail and you see the tricks that you've done on it, and you're on the computer or whatever, and you're watching clips from the season, making little edits, or just bringing back good times, and kind of brings a tear to the eye, just thinking that you can't do it right now. It was the first year, so it's kind of feeling out the program with coaching, but we've gone a pretty far way with them and seen a lot of success with them, from them not being able to do some tricks to being able to hit jumps they would never hit on their own. Putting them in the right direction, getting them the skills they need to keep moving on. It's good teaching kids new tricks, and when you see them bummed out on the hill trying to get that trick, frustrated over and over, trying it again, and once you give them a little hand and see them land it for the first time, that smile on their face and how stoked they are, it makes me stoked and wants me to learn more and help them progress even more.
We had crazy support. Like the shop's been in town for 12 years, and we bought it off another guy that had a shop for 10 years, so wouldn't change a thing. Yeah, that was awesome run for a shop in a small town.
Yeah, I think skate shops are very important for every town, just because if every town only had chain stores, it would suck a little bit of personality out of the skate scene. As cheesy it is to say, coming, you know, from a local shop guy, is like kids come in here and just chill, and it's almost like a getaway.
A local skate shop, it's basically a place you grow up in. We're just a giant family, and it'll always be there in one way or another. You know, we might end up opening another little shop. We'll see what the next few years hold.
You know, you get the snow melting kind of allows you to reflect back on the season in a way. I mean, you know it's coming to an end, which is a bit of a bummer, but you get to reflect and look back with your buddies at all the fun times you had.
We had an awesome year this year. The weather sucked. It was cold, like colder than it's ever been, but you know, everybody still got out and lots of riding in. Super grateful. Yeah, I know that it's kind of hard to stay doing what you love in anything, so I'm always appreciating it. Snowboard just because I love it. I've been doing it for too long. 20 years I think I've been snowboarding for, so it's nothing I'll slow down on right now.
I snowboard because of the way it makes me feel now. It makes me able to block everything out. It's the hugest stress reliever. It just clears my mind, and that's what I love.
Gravitated towards snowboarding as a kid just because you could do it on your own and you weren't relying on a team, and it was just a different vibe all around. It leaves it open for creativity. That's a big part of snowboarding. Do your own thing and do it differently too.
Well, snowboarding is a big art form. It's kind of like a masterpiece doing the tricks, and everybody has their own style. There's nobody alike.
It shapes who you are, for sure. It shapes your crew of friends and things like that, and everybody's pretty like-minded, so I think it's completely shaped my life. And then I was fortunate enough to have a shop out of it.
I'm thankful for all the challenges I've overcome. It helped me as a person, facing fears, seeing what my body can do.
I'm very thankful for everything snowboarding has given me. Mainly the connections I've made with so many different people. I probably wouldn't have ever known. No, I know for a fact I would have never known if it wasn't for snowboarding. All the people I've met from here, we all have snowboarding in common. That's what I'm most thankful for, you know, the friends that snowboarding brings together.